Next, we see that Song comes to the place where she used to learn piano as a child. And after some time, Ju also comes there, which was Yan's plan, where Guy and Song recognize each other after seeing each other. Yan plays romantic music for them from behind, but it has no effect on Gu, and he leaves from there. Then Luffy comes to Yan and tells him that Song had told me earlier that whenever memories of Guy's mother come in front of him, he does not feel good. Gergusi is making new robots in her company, but she doesn't like any of them, so she gets very angry at her staff, but her manager says that we are also short of money. That is why we are not able to provide good quality, and comes there and tells Gussie that there is good news for you, that your brother has a girlfriend, to which Gussie says that I already know. Pan then says that you might not know that Yan lives with a boy. After hearing this, Gussie goes straight to Yan's house, where Zao was charging himself on the roof. Han calls him down. As soon as she sees him, Gussie thinks how handsome he is. Gussie asks Io why he lives with Jan, to which Exio says that my job is to protect January. Meanwhile, Han, who is being very hero in front of Gussie, gives a good taste to Exio and his bodyguard and washes him thoroughly. By then, Jan comes there and says that Zio was an orphan, that is why my parents have adopted him. Gussie gets emotional after hearing this, and says, "Then what is your relation with my brother?" To which Jan says that I am his. I'm a big fan and I love her so much, I want to be around her. Gussie becomes happy after hearing this, and tells Jan that I will help you. Next, we see that Gussie comes to Guyan's house, and says that I have hired a maid for you. That maid is none other than Aryan, seeing which Guy says, "How can she be my maid?" Gussie says that now I have hired her, and you also take good care of her. Gussie asks Gu to bring coffee for Jan, and also asks him to feed him fruits, and argue he's doing all this in anger because of his sister. After this, Gussie says good luck to him and leaves from there. Further, we see that while coming from office, Gu is thinking that Jan must have prepared good dishes for me. But here, the situation is the opposite, because Jan does not know cooking. She herself asks Gu to cook the food. After this, both of them prepare the dumpling together and eat it sitting together. Next, we see that she is cleaning Guy and Guy's study when she finds a picture of a woman. Taking that photo from Jan's hand, Gus says that there is no need for you to clean the study room and leaves from there. Jan calls Guy and asks about that photo. Gussie tells him that it is our mother's photo that Gu keeps with him. Here Guy is missing his mother and starts exercising. After this, we see that the picture somehow gets lost from Gu. Guy searches for the photo all over the house, but when he doesn't find it, he goes and sits near his mother's piano. Seeing Gu upset like this, Jan also starts searching for that picture. She even starts searching through the garbage in the house. At last, he finds a photo of Gu's mother. She runs to Gu and gives him his mother's photo, which makes Gu happy. After this, we see that Yan asks Gu to go rock climbing. But when Guy refuses, she talks very sweetly to him, due to which Gu agrees. The next day, when both of them go to the mountains to explore, Luffy also lives there, who she calls Yong-gu as her childhood friend. Gu is not very happy to see him. Then after some time, Song also comes there. This is all Jan's plan, so that Song and Gu can spend time together, and then all four leave. Well, on the way, Song continues her drama and breaks her heels, and asks Gu for help, but God tells Luffy to help. On Song's signal, Luffy also pretends to be unwell and leaves from there. Then Jan supports Song and both go to the mountain together. After going some distance, Jan asks Ga to go to a room. Seeing this, Gu thinks whether Jan is going to purpose me. Thinking this, he happily goes inside the room, and after some time, he gets shocked to see Song at room and says, "What does this girl want to do? Why did you send Song to this room?" Standing outside, Jan and Levi are talking about how staying in the same room together will bring feelings to both of them. But after a while, the flowers with which the room was decorated, Gong becomes allergic to them, and Levi takes him to the hospital. In the next scene, we see that Jan reads different love books to bring feelings inside Gu. Seeing this, Gu feels that Jan is doing all this for her. Then one day, Yab asks Gu to watch a drama, and when a kissing scene comes in that drama, Jan tells Gu to watch it carefully so that it helps you feelings will come inside. Gu is thinking in his mind that what does Jan want to say to me? Then Gu suddenly kisses Jan, due to which Jan gets shocked and slaps him and runs away from there. Jan tells all these things to Zeo, Zero. Zeo tells her that maybe Gu has fallen in love with you, and I think you have fallen in love with him too, to which Jan blushes and goes to her room. While Zeo is telling all this to Luffy, Song overhears their conversation and starts getting angry at Yen for asking why you two are living together. Yen doesn't want to come between Song and Gu, so she tells Song that Guy and I can never be together because we both have different worlds and I can't love anyone in this world. This guy is standing there listening to everything. And he also comes and tells Song that Jan is absolutely right. There is nothing like that between us, and he angrily asks Jan to leave his house, Jan too. Without any delay, she takes her luggage and leaves from there. Next, we see that Yen is very sad after coming back from Guy's house, and she is eating a lot of food. Ziheo, seeing her condition, says that I had read a love book that when two people love each other very much, when people are in love and they have to separate for some reason, they do things like eating too much, staying awake all night and not paying attention to their health. After hearing this, Jan also wonders whether she has truly fallen in love with saying Jan like this. Joao goes to Guzzy and tells him that Ga and Jan have had a fight with each other and both of them are in very bad condition and we have to do something for both of them. Guzzy says to Xeo, okay, I will find a way. On the other hand, we see Song and Luffy sitting in a restaurant where Song is continuously saying bad things about Jan, that the girl only looks innocent. Otherwise, why would she stay with Gu in his house? She wants to trap Yonggu and take me away from him. To which Luffy says that there is no such thing. You are misunderstanding Yen. She was just trying to make the two of you meet. On this, Song says, what magic has that girl done on you now? We're saying this Song leaves from there. In the way, she sees Song Yen, whom she invites with the tickets to her music concert, in which he had also invited Guy. Next day, when the song is being prepared for the concert, Luffy comes there and asks repeatedly whether I'm looking okay, because today is a special day. Today for the first time, I'm going to perform in front of Guy. He changes her earrings and says that now you are looking perfect. Fan and Zhu are sitting near each other in the hall. Song gives her performance well. After which, she calls Guy on the stage and proposes him. But Zhu rejects his proposal in front of everyone and then Jan runs away from there, who tells Song that he loves someone else and he goes after Jan after Singer running away. At the same time, we see on which Luffy hugs him, which Guy is watching from a distance. So Luffy had done this so that Guy Yen would get angry and leave him. But here the opposite happens. Gun, out of jealousy, punches Luffy and pulls Jan towards himself. Luffy also cleanses his hand, but in between, Jan comes and stops him, seeing which Luffy gets angry that how can his childhood friend do this. The same Guy takes Yen away from there and tells her that I love you very much and I cannot see you with any other boy. After saying this, both of them hug each other. On the other hand, we see that Luffy, who is angry with Jan, goes to a club and drinks Slot, and Song, who is rejected by Gu, also goes to the same club and drinks, seeing each other. Both of them start drinking together. And after coming home in an intoxicated state, they sleep together on the same bed. When both of them open their eyes in the morning and seeing themselves on the same bed, both of them wake up screaming far. Song starts hitting Luffy and says, "What did you do to me last night?" To protect himself, Luffy holds Song's hand and presses him on the bed and says that I did not do anything. You were the one who held me and fell asleep, yet Song keeps hitting him and goes away from there. But after coming out, Song, she is smiling a little. Maybe now Song has some feelings for Luffy. Jan comes to Guy's room at night and says, "Let me sleep with her," on which Gu makes space for Yen on the bed. Yen comes to bed and sleeps, and both of them start kissing each other, after which Yen tells Ju to sleep and moves away from her. When Gu is in deep sleep, Yen puts her bracelet on Gu's chest and collects his blood. The next morning, Yen takes that blood to Levi, where Luffy puts that blood into the system. After some time, the system declares the process successful, seeing which Luffy and Yen are very happy, but Yen is also a little sad because she is cheating Gu. Then Luffy says that it will take 1 more month for me to make the serum, after which you will be free from this disease. Till then, don't make any mistake, because we don't have time now. Here ends the drama. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and check out our other selection of recaps.